When local communities own their situation and create resources, it helps leverage both state and federal funds to address the problems. In Sanford and Lee County, you have over 50% of your homeless population is unsheltered. Many of those are chronically homeless, and you are going to need state and federal funds in order to effectively, especially have a response to assist those individuals. So I encourage you, as you're contemplating your budgets moving forward, to think about ways you can use your distinct city and county resources to help move forward the goals and mission of S3 Housing Connect. Thank you.
So I believe if we value people as much as we value our possessions, even more so, and we pour our resources into them, we can not only help correct a person, but we can help better our society. Because these same people, they end up in our libraries, they end up in our emergency rooms at the hospital, they end up in a number of different places. But one way or another, we're still paying for their services. In this way, if we pay for it on the front end, we'll help them, we'll help our society, and we'll all do better.
Homelessness, again, is one of those traumatic events that does have an impact on our school students' attendance. It can have an impact on their test scores, just their social emotional development and the behaviors they have in school. So it takes on a wide range, just like any of the other traumatic events that our children experience. It takes on a whole range of behaviors and problems for our students. We try to offer services as like tutorial services, our counselors, social workers, and teachers, administrators being aware of those students that are experiencing transition or homelessness so that we can provide those supports to them. Currently in Lee County Schools, we have approximately 301 students that have been identified as homeless. That's probably not a real accurate number because some situations we just don't learn about. That's one of the reasons that we feel it is so important for the task force, the S3 Connect initiative, and the agencies all working together to support our children and our families who are experiencing homelessness or being in transition, because it's not just one person that can solve the problem. If we can bring in more resources for our homeless families, that's going to help the stability, the children feeling secure, the parents feeling secure, and able to meet the child's needs. So Lee County Schools is very fortunate to always have a very collaborative relationship with all of our agencies, and this task force and this initiative is just another example of how working together we can solve the problem.
The average face of homeless is not that person holding the sign. The average face of homelessness is a mother and her children living inside the car. Maybe she made some bad decisions. Maybe her husband was abusive. Maybe she had medical bills that she could not pay. But the average face of homelessness is not the man standing on the side of the road or the person pushing the shopping cart either. It's generally a family. And you say, well, I don't see that, or that's not happening in our area. I'll tell you very, very easily how to find those people. Go to Walmart. Go to Walmart at night, in the evening, around dusk time, when the lights come on. And at Walmart, go as far away from the store where there are still lights on, but far away from the door, and look for the cars that are packed full of stuff, of clothing, of blankets. And you wonder, wow, who keeps a car that junky? Those are people who are actually living in their cars. And you can't say, or you shouldn't say, that it doesn't exist, because even the school system recognizes that it does. And the school system has come up with a novel approach to saying that the kids should still be in school. Wherever you park that car, they'll allow you to use that as your permanent address to go to school. And it's not just happening occasionally or once in a while. The school system last year said there were 300 children in Lee County affected by homelessness who qualified as homeless by the school standard. That's an amazing thing to say for an area our size where homelessness doesn't exist. Trust me, it's real. It's real and exists everywhere. Not just in the town of Sanford, not just around the locales, but it exists in the county. I'll challenge you to do this as well. When it's colder, when you're riding down the road, look for smoke. Because very often in the wintertime, when people don't have anywhere else to go, they will build tent cities, and you can tell where they are. They're not on the road. They stay off of the road. They stay near the railroad tracks. But if you watch and you look, you'll see the smoke rising, and you sometimes wonder, well, I guess somebody's burning trash. Quite often, it is a group of people who have set up, and that's where they're cooking, or that's how they choose to stay warm. The face of homelessness a lot of times is invisible, but it is still there. We have some very, very, very powerful tools right now available to us to begin to try to cut down on homelessness and to do what our goal is. That's to make it rare, brief, and non-recurring. Rapid rehousing is a tool that does that. Rapid rehousing, in case you're unfamiliar, is we will take a family who's experiencing homelessness and we will help them find a place. We'll pay the deposit, we'll turn the lights on, we'll turn on the water, and for 3 months or more or less, depending on the situation, we will compensate you. We'll help you go ahead and do these things. We'll pay for these things for you in advance. We'll also help you with whatever things it's going to need to help you not become homeless again. If you need a job, he'll help you find a job. If you're applying for disability, we'll help you apply for disability. If you need food stamps, if there are things that are preventing you from being able to do all the things that you need, then we'll help you do those things as well. We'll help you find daycare. Most families who are of mother and children, when the children get out of school, if the mother has a job, where do the children go? And the cost of childcare can be extremely expensive. It can take your entire check. So a lot of families, I either work or I do childcare, but you can't do both. So rapid rehousing is a way to be able to do those things or to get those things started. And that is occurring now on a limited basis in Lee County, and we're trying to ramp it up so that we can actually be more effective. We're researching for landlords who will help someone get a start.
Hi, my name is Waylon Womack, and let me tell you about the program that entered me and that really saved my life. It started out, I was at Simmons Buildings right here on Wall Street, and they had condemned the building. I didn't know nothing about it later on that afternoon. So we had, I think, 2 weeks to get out of there. So I decided I would go up here to Johnson Lee Community Action and saw Mr. Jeffrey Rollins. So within 2 weeks, I had put in the application for here at the Weird Apartments and stuff. They did everything, the background check and all that. And they approved me. In other words, from some of the buildings they here, it only took me about 2 weeks. And Johnson Lee, they helped me because they paid the first month rent and a deposit. Matter of fact, they even had utility turned on for me as well, you know. And since then, I've been here 15, 16 months. And it's very nice, quiet, comfortable, very clean. It's not infested, none of that, you know. And they were a big help, you know. They really helped me out. And I really appreciate their service that they gave me. So that's why I'm here speaking on behalf of my experience with them.
If you're faced with a situation where it is, I either break in this place or I stay in the streets, what would you do? It's a moral question. How much do you want shelter? If you have children and you're trying to get your children inside of a place where there's a roof over their head, what would you do to make sure that your children are provided for? I'll let you answer that question for yourself.